Yo, Mimi, welcome. It's been a while. And Shauna, I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully, all goes well with that. GH Monkey, welcome. Is that a Jujutsu Kaisen PFP? I believe it's time to stream. Where we didn't even. Oh, yeah, there's the freeze. Heck yeah. I'm hoping not to be too distracted on this stream, but this is your public service announcement that Shiny Meltan will be huntable in Pokemon Go tomorrow starting at 10 a.m. The 28th, 10 a.m. You can Shiny Hunt Meltan for a little bit until May 4th. So I have 3 devices in front of me. I'm trying to get as many Pokeballs as I possibly can so that I don't have any problems getting a shiny Meltan. I want to get at least 6 of them tomorrow. Maybe not tomorrow, but you know, over the course of the event. And I'm playing Pokemon Leaf Green on the Switch 2. Hey, Starkiller, welcome. You beat Resident Evil 9. Okay, I got a question for you, Starkiller. When you first turn on Resident Evil 9, what does it say? Because, like, surely it says Resident Evil 9. Like that. Instead of Resident Evil Requiem. I can't imagine it doing that. Hey, Nexul, welcome. You've been on Shield Shiny hunting for Mega Shinies. You don't have yet for ZA. Using Masuda method, you need 8 more Shiny Mega Pokemon. Okay. Best of luck on that one. I did see today that the gift for Pokemon Home for Legend ZA is a shiny Volcanion. The menu pops up when you first turn it on and it asks you a ton of questions as you set the game up. Oh, no. This should be every time you turn on the game. Like, you get to the title screen. Like, you know what I'm talking about, though, right? That.
Resident Evil 4.
It doesn't do that? Yo, that's cray cray. That's like a staple. But like at the same time, I get it. Because that was a thing, at least up until Resident Evil 5. You'll check again in a minute, but you're almost positive that's not a thing anymore. Resident Evil 5. We need Marcus to pop up today, and when he does, remind me. I'm supposed to ask him what he wants Snorlax's nickname to be, because currently he has the rights. Aerodactyl, Audino, Abra, Wimpod, Skrelp, Absol, Mawile, and Pinsir. How many of those are obtainable in Scarlet or Sword and Shield? One thing that really disappoints you about the Resident Evil games is someone telling you that Days Gone sucked compared to them. And now that you've played through one of them, some of another, you find out it's not near as good as Days Gone. Have you played Resident Evil 4? You even have all of them in your boxes ready to shiny breed? Not bad. All right, available on Shield. We guess it's all about perspective, but Days Gone is a perfect zombie game. Resident Evil is more of a horror puzzle game with some fighting. Days Gone has more survival stuff in it. By survival stuff, do you mean like from the elements or what? Define survival stuff. Talking like Minecraft survival mode, like Ark survival mode. I got flame body mons to speed up the hatching process. Solid, solid. Guys, Pokemon Go is telling me it's snowing right now. Do you know how diabolical that is? It's an open world game. So you have missions, and in those missions, the puzzles you do are more realistic to surviving in a zombie apocalypse in Resident Evil. Yeah. In that vein, then I would say Resident Evil isn't officially a zombie game. It's more of a biohazard game that's more of a suspense horror. I would agree with that assessment. Yeah. And I don't know if you would technically call them zombies in Resident Evil, because it's biogenetics, and they have a perfected version of the product that turns certain people into like absolute units. And so what you see is Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 being about the T virus and how it transforms people like Wesker and whatnot into absolute tanks units. And you got Mr. X and you got Nemesis in there. They're not zombies, they're intelligent beings. And then you got Resident Evil 4, where they're like, okay, now you have this thing called Las Plagas, and this cult in this middle of nowhere Spanish speaking country is using them to control the villagers. Once again, not quite zombies, more of like parasitically infected hosts, kind of like Paris. And in Resident Evil 5, I think is where we see them kind of merge Las Plagas in with the T virus and the M virus and stuff to create a more intelligent super being that is controllable, if that makes sense. Like sneaking around hordes of zombie, trapping them or killing them and finding a way around them. The people you run into are also a challenge. Yeah. That sounds more like a zombie game. Resident Evil as an anime would actually be pretty terrible. Because like half of the fun of the series is like the puzzles, and watching somebody, there's nothing more frustrating than watching somebody solve a puzzle. Or rather, there's nothing more frustrating than watching somebody not solve a puzzle. But then again, one of my favorite series is Zelda, which is entirely puzzle based. Skarmory is annoying to shiny hunt. You've seen a lot of the Resident Evil animes. I didn't even know that there were Resident Evil animes. But I do know that there was a Resident Evil movie series. And yeah, it's pretty terrible. I think it's because in the movie they don't follow the game. It's its own universe, and you're like left wondering what the heck is this Umbrella Co. And none of the characters are like likable. Like Ada Wong is like the greatest anti-hero ever. She's not fully a villain, but she's definitely not a good person. The Netflix series could have been good, but if you watch it, you notice that they were worried more about their uh, checklist and following the games. I get it. That's Netflix for you, though. Still kind of like the show, but it's way more. It's way off and more of a wannabe girl boss Resident Evil spinoff. uh, no song playing. Why is there no song playing? Your guess is 7-Eleven this time. They have a really good cheap soda. I love it. 49-cent big gulps. Can you believe that? I guess they're probably 79 cents, but like, man. Oh, what the heck? It just signed me out of my music app. What are we doing? What the heck's my password? You like Wesker's character in the show, but it's completely wrong, and they basically made up an entirely new Wesker story mixed with some of the video game Wesker. Yeah, I get that. Oh, come on. You can easily shiny hunt and shield for ZA's other fossil Pokemon, but right now you're focused on the Pokemon that can Mega Evolve. Good plan. Right now I'm focused on getting a shiny Snorlax, and tomorrow I'm going to be focused on getting a shiny Meltan. Hopefully I can get one every day for the entire event. going to use the Masuda method. Solid. Good choice. Good choice. Shiny Meltan. Yeah, it's going to be available in Pokemon Go starting tomorrow at 10 a.m. It's going to have, you know, it says it has a chance of being shiny, which usually includes increased odds. And the cooldown timer for the crate is going to be shorter. So I have 3 devices in front of me, and I live next to a Pokestop, so I'm just spinning the Pokestop over and over and over again, trying to get as many Pokeballs as I can so I can just rapidly catch some Meltan tomorrow and hope for a shiny. Band Slam, welcome to the stream. How you doing tonight? Star Killer, I finally have motivation to finish the Legend ZA Pokedex. Abra will be last. You looked on your phone what all 8 shinies look like and can't see a difference between the shiny Abra and normal. It's pretty subtle. You'll know it when you see it though. You're almost 70 hours into this hunt. You don't know if you'll ever have motivation to finish DLC. Can't help but hate that game. Shiny Volcanion is the Pokemon Home reward for finishing ZA. Exactly my point. Now I have to. I have motivation. You're welcome for that. That was way too amusing, I'm sorry. You don't even use Alakazam anyway? OG Gen 1 made you hate and picky about psychic types? So, do you hate Jinx and... You hate Jinx and Hypno, I'm assuming. Nicki Minaj prediction? Yes, it was. Let's go to the beach, let's go catch a wave. They say what they're gonna say. Have a drink, what you gonna say? Something. You name every Jinx you get Nicki Minaj. Respect. At this point, I'm pretty committed to just finishing this shiny only run before Starkiller, before you get your shiny Bulbasaur. It's like at this point, it's a race. You prefer psychic types like Ralts, Ponyta, Galarian, Articuno, Orbital, and Fennekin? You despise Mr. Mime? Not surprised. My kid's upset I busted him for getting out of bed earlier. Or just a minute ago. You love Ash's dad. You hate that you wasted so many hours on this because you can't stop now, or if you wasted like 3 straight days of resetting. Welcome to where I'm at. There's no way I could stop this run now. It's like I passed the halfway point. Tapus are okay, you don't hate or dislike them, but you don't use them either. I'm with ya. The Tapus kind of just like don't exist to me. But isn't their commonality fairy type? Same with the late guardians. Yeah, I can't ever think of a time where I was like, you know what I want on my Pokemon team? Uxie, Azelf, and Mesprit. Never once. But I do remember on several occasions being like, you know what? I gotta get me a Zapdos. Let's get it. I mean, they look cool enough, but we all know that they're cream puffs when it comes to battling. Wonder what determines when the shiny will appear? Purely frame based. Yeah, basically. So each time you turn this game off and on, it generates a new seed. That seed dictates what frames are going to be shiny for you. And then your encounter hits on a certain frame. What you're seeing is that your encounter just isn't hitting the frame that's shiny. You're not a Mew fanatic? Victinia's okay. It's because it's all about Celebi. Celebi's legit. And Deoxys. Hey, Xylon, welcome. You're getting close to beating your first Pokemon game. What game would that be? Is that Fire Red Leaf Green? Nice, nice. After you beat it, you're going to try to do a Nuzlocke. A worthy challenge in this game. You like Weirder? Weirder is alright. I like Weirder a lot more than Stantler, to be honest. Why did I get Gengar? That is a great question. It's because Snorlax can't touch me. But I can touch him. What do you mean I don't need a ghost type? No, but you did remind me of something. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's for the immunity. A Nuzlocke is where you put self-inflicted rules on your playthrough to make it more difficult, such as you can only encounter one Pokemon per route that you can catch. You must catch the first Pokemon that you encounter on said route. No dupes, as far as you can't catch duplicate Pokemon. And if your Pokemon faints, it's gone for good. Another more serious one includes you can't use healing items. Yeah, Nuzlocks don't have a defined set of rules. They can have series of difficulties according to their rules. Depends on the rules of the Nuzlocke there, Xylon. Most of the Nuzlocks I've seen have not allowed duplicates. It depends on if they have a dupes clause in their Nuzlocke, I suppose. I don't know if that makes it easier or not. I mean, in some ways it could, but it depends on, again, your rule set. As far as, okay, if you're not allowing dupes, but that was your encounter for the route, is your encounter given up or forfeited? Or do you get to try again for another Pokemon? That's another caveat to the clause that they would have to clarify. Nuzlocks can be incredibly complex and incredibly simple. Like, I've seen Nuzlocks where the only rule is if it faints, it dies. You have to go catch more Pokemon. I've seen Nuzlocks where they can't even use a Pokemon Center. They've had healing items only. And I've seen it where they've had neither. Just depends on how crazy the person wants to be with it. Kind of like the rules to the Professor's Oak Living Dex Challenge. All self-inflicted difficulty. I don't think you'll ever catch me doing a Nuzlocke, though. I don't hate myself that much. Hisuian Samurott and Hisuian Zoroark are two must-have Pokemon for Volo. Yeah, I do not recommend Cyndaquil as a starter for defeating Volo. That was a terrible choice, terrible life decision. You tried once with Sapphire on an emulator? I've never been a huge fan of Nuzlocks just because it doesn't matter how much time, planning, and preparation you put into it. One critical hit could wreck your entire run. It's that simple. You're going to go in the horror direction with your YouTube channel? Like playing games like Resident Evil and such? You kicked butt with your team? You don't remember what the rest of your team was? It's been a while. Not bad. Could be fun. I've played a few rounds of Five Nights at Freddy's here on the channel. And have had a good time with it. There's plenty of more fun games to play in that genre. Underglitch, welcome back. Heck yeah, I'm shiny hunting for Snorlax. We're gonna find it too. Eventually. Not if you can catch 2 of each Pokemon somehow, then 1 crit isn't that bad. That makes no sense. I mean, Underglitch, you've been on my channel before, not today, but you've been here. What do I mean it makes no sense? Like, if you catch 1 Pokemon per route, one crit is enough to take out your Pokemon and kill it. And that 1 crit can make the difference between a successful run and a broken run. So I don't understand how catching 2 of each Pokemon somehow would make a crit not so bad. Ah, gotcha. Misclick. Like, you can plan and know, okay, this Pokemon at this point is going to do this much damage with each attack. But then it's going to come down to a point where you have to risk it for the biscuit. And you're like, either I'm going to swap out and lose this Pokemon, or I'm going to swap out and lose this Pokemon, because if it crits, it will die. And then your run's over. If it does the wrong one or you don't plan for that crit. Or because the generation of, say, Gen 3, if your Pokemon's asleep, it's going to be asleep for 1 turn or it's going to be asleep for 4 turns. There's like no middle ground, I swear. Unless you're an NPC, and then it's like 2 or 3 rounds you're asleep for. Or if you manage to get frozen, minimum 3 turns. Like, it never works out in your favor. It's the weirdest thing with Gen 3, and like sleep and freeze are brutal. And confusion. Oh my gosh, don't even get me started on confusion. Yeah, but you can only do that so many times, Alon. all that's to say is, like, I don't think doing a Nuzlocke is stupid by any means. Like, I think the idea of it's cool. I just don't want to subject myself to that level of torture. And for as much of a torture as that is to me, shiny hunting is a torture to other people. If you get Snorlax, he is a meat shield. But Xylon, how many Pokemon is Snorlax realistically going to take out before you catch it successfully? There's that to consider too. Chances are Snorlax is going to steamroll at least one of your Pokemon trying to get it. All part of the equation. All part of things to calculate and plan for. Is he going to be caught in the second Pokeball, or is it going to take 10 Ultra Balls to catch him? How many Pokemon is he going to take out in the process? I mean, might be a worth it sacrifice, but it's part of the planning and preparation. A lot of people that do Nuzlocks actually have like tables down where they're going for very specific team members with very specific natures and trying to get those best team members so that they know, okay, this one's going to outspeed this Pokemon for sure. Like, I know the base stats for this Pokemon. There's no way that this is going to outspeed. And so they're making plans and calculations on that for a successful run. Successful run, dang. Giratina was having a hard time because of your Zoroark. Get a little bit of a ghosty ghost with some dark type moves. Xylon, you have a fantastic night and a great day at school tomorrow. When you got to meet up with Arceus to fight it, your main farter was Giratina. That's actually funny. I don't know why I struggled to say fighter so much, but I did. That was weird. I mean, Giratina's whole thing was that it was built to, or not built, but it wanted to usurp Arceus's power. In the hands of Mimi, it was able to do just that. It originally had a grudge against Arceus. Yeah, it got sealed into the Distortion World. Well, it got sealed into the Distortion World because it tried to usurp Arceus's throne or something like that. So Arceus was like, you know what? I know just what to do with you. And I think it could come and go from the Distortion World as it pleased, because that like was its home. But it started to like begrudge living in the darkness and, you know, all that. And so it wanted to usurp Arceus and take its power. And so Arceus was like, you know what? This is your home forever now. Peace out. At least that's what I got from the story of Legends Arceus. You don't think that seal was any good, though? I mean, it worked for the most part. You know, right up until humans intervened. It was Pokemon proof, but it definitely wasn't human proof. if you could have one or two Pokemon to have in real life, you'd pick Mimikyu and Giratina. No taxes is a huge draw. Yeah. As long as things grow in the distortion world, I think you'll be okay. Solid plan there, Mimi. Great hiding place. I suspect that unless they also have a Giratina, they're not getting into the distortion world. Imagining Giratina taking care of people is actually low-key kind of comical. Not saying it couldn't or wouldn't, just that big, scary-looking, beefy dragon just being like, you know what? I'm gonna make you some soup. You're sick. You don't feel good. It's got its apron on. Little booties on all 6 of its feet. Oh yeah, it's not evil. It's just scary looking. It's just misunderstood. Navinator, welcome. No Nuzlocke, just a shiny only badge quest. My Pokemon have fainted several times over. Mimikyu is perfect for cuddles as long as you don't look underneath its sheet. If you do, it'll end you. Hey, Stonewall, welcome, welcome. No, give me one moment here while that's playing the Pokemon flute. Oof. My back just started hurting. That's what happens when you get old. You'll just be sitting here playing a game and then your back's like, you know what? Screw you. You close your eyes during cuddles? Probably for the best. Okay, there we go. That was the upper back crack we needed. Now let's get cracking on the shiny, huh? I was about 18, 19 years old. I managed to like permanently jack up my back. And so occasionally I have to pop it to get it to not hurt. Giratina's big enough to sleep on? Yeah, I imagine Giratina's Pokedex, like its image in the game, is vastly misrepresented. Do you think sleeping on Snorlax's stomach would be the equivalent of sleeping on a king-size bed, or do you think it's more like a queen or a twin? Because, like, he doesn't appear that much bigger than the trainer. So maybe it's basically like a twin bed. Nightbot going to town on some messages, I guess. Eternatus as an Ultra Beast changed my mind. I'm so tired tonight. This is not good. You don't think it's an Ultra Beast, but it did come from outer space? Possibly. That's actually very likely. We know Clefairy did, and we know Deoxys did. It's just such an off-the-wall weird Pokemon. It has more in common with Ultra Beast than it does with the actual Pokemon. And the fact that we had two legendary Pokemon stand up to defeat it kind of like strengthens that in my mind. Because like, as far as legendary Pokemon go, Gen 8 is like, Gen 8 and 7 are the only time where legendary Pokemon have to stand up and defeat another quote-unquote legendary Pokemon. At least to my understanding. Because, like, all the rest of the games, you're not really so much defeating legendary Pokemon to save the day as you are defeating evil teams that are using the legendary Pokemon, you know? Whereas Sword and Shield, you legitimately have to defeat the legendary. The legendary is the big bad. And then, again, Necrozma is something that a misguided team inflicts upon the world, much like Chairman Rose with Eternatus. But the Pokemon itself is the problem. That, and combined with their design having more in common with Ultra Beasts, I'm inclined to say that it came from an Ultra Space wormhole forever ago. That's my argument. Hoopa playing some shenanigans. Twilight Princess is underrated. It's It's also overrated at the same time. I don't know how that works, but it does. Just for that game, though. Axton, welcome. Thanks. Team is pretty rad right now. We'll do another public service announcement for those that care. Shiny Meltan will be huntable the 28th at 10 a.m. So, for most of us, tomorrow, 10 a.m. have a chance at a Shiny Meltan in Pokemon Go. What does weather say? I should expect tomorrow. 54. It's a good high. a.m. I should expect about 40 degrees. I'm going to see if I can dab out for a minute at 10 a.m. Go do some shiny hunting for an hour. Those greedy ancestors also made things hoard for their descendants. What ancestors? Because this sounds like we're talking IRL. Check earlier comments. How early are we talking? I'm not seeing any like applicable comments there. Not that much earlier. Like, I got about talking about Eternatus and Distortion World.
The comment after you said Eternatus isn't an Ultra Beast. Yeah, it says, I don't think Eternatus is an Ultra Beast, but it did come from outer space. And then it says, those greedy ancestors also made things hoard for their descendants. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there might definitely be a comment missing. Because I am so lost. Shame on YouTube for blocking the comment. But I am delighted to know that I'm not just crazy. It's in the live chat. Well, let's see if I can switch that there. How do I... All messages. Eternatus is basically an intruder from outer space, and Rose makes things worse. Necrozma is the result of greedy people trying to take its power, but instead injuring it and making it go berserk. And then it seeks for the light everywhere, because it's hurting inside. What is the program called? I'm drawing a blank. That. That's basically the reasons for their actions. Necrozma's backstory is more sympathetic of the two. Yeah, I think Eternatus is just a jerk. Oh, hopefully I'm still streaming. There we go. That was crazy. Bulbasaur has to be shiny locked. For you, no doubt. Being its trainer and feeding it curries enough to make it realize it was wrong. It's just a little hangry, it's fine. Food grudges are no joke. I agree. Man, I need Pokemon Go to reach out. Or not Pokemon Go, but I need like Loca Change or I Go Anywhere or iAnyGo to reach out and say, hey, we want you to do a Pokemon Go spoofing video. I need that. They could give me $70 and I could do another video for Pokemon Go spoofing and I don't have to pay for the spoofing software. Like, I like using it. I don't think anybody really likes paying for it though. That was like the biggest perk to doing those videos back when I was doing them last year and the year before. It was like I got free Pokemon Go spoofing and it was great. Oh, Starkiller, I just barely realized that you were posting on my main videos. You was posting on the Sludge Bomb channel. Your phone must have moved to Sludge Bomb. Está bien. YouTube just realized that we're the same person, and so it's like, you know what? A comment for one is a comment for both. Crazy. Bum, bum. Bum, bum. Ba-da-da, bum, 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 ba-ba-dum. Ba-ba-da, bum, bum. Ba-ba-da, bum, bum. Ba-da-ba-da, ba-ba-da, ba-da, ba-ba-da, ba-da, bum, bum. Ba-dum, bum. Ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-da, bum, ba-da, bum, bum, bum. Ba-da-da-dum, bum. Ba-da-ba-da, ba-da, bum, ba-ba-da, ba-ba-ba-da, ba-ba. Anyways. You're gonna go find snacks? Because Bulbasaur obviously doesn't want to shine right now. Find a good snack, Starkiller. Dude, I can't believe I found Deoxys that fast either. I can't believe this runs went this well. Like, this run has been absolutely bonkers. Like, if I get all of my shinies and under odds, I feel like I'm going to have to hunt a Pokemon in Safari Zone. If I get them all before you get Bulbasaur, you're going to crash out. Might want to get yourself some airbags, because I think the crash is incoming. I mean, I have 3 shinies left before we go into overtime. And like, this Snorlax has me feeling some kind of way. Like, I'm either going to get it in the 2000s or sooner, or it's going to be like 12K. Like, I don't know why, but I kind of feel like the Snorlax is going to be stupid early. Or really late. I'm going to get it in the beginning of next stream. That's a realistic possibility. What if I failed it by accident? You would be happy. As mean as that sounds, it would make you smile. I get it. Sad thing is, like, I can't do any of this hunting off stream. Like, this is the first time I've done absolutely zero hunting off stream. Like, with Jirachi, I've always recorded, and other hunts, of course. I've always recorded as I've hunted, but I have hunted off stream. This is like the first time there's been absolutely zero hunting off stream. A wild Dr. Snipper has appeared. Quick, use Master Ball. Those things are elusive these days. They're like Lapras in Gen 1. Literally only popping in to drop a like. Hey, glad to have you, if only for a second. Your mate's making pizza, and pizza to distract you from how terrible this hunt is going. Today's shiny cast, 9:38. Well, that one's gonna definitely take until tomorrow. But I accept the challenge. Will do, Dr. Snipper. The wild Dr. Snipper was sent to the PC. Storage. Seacrest out! I think technically Shaman falls into that category. But I'm gonna say Dialga. Dialga took like 8,000 and something encounters. It almost was double odds. Oh yeah, it sucked. So my curse is teal shinies. If the shiny is jade or teal or vaguely green in any way, well, I should say not solid green, because obviously Bulbasaur was a difference to that. But yeah, if it's a teal shiny, it's gonna take me 6 eternities to find it. I feel like a Zelda playthrough's coming soon. Not on this channel, but in general. Just hearing the Tears of the Kingdom music's just like, I'm being called home. I need to start mine. Gotta try to unlock unlimited ammo. Stranger. What you planning on doing with that? Hunting an elephant? Ah, I'll buy it at a high price. Saunders, welcome. Leaf Green. You're on Misty and Fire Red. Shiny only badge quest or just playing through the game like normal? Just like normal. Nice. Oh, you've never beat it? Okay. Yeah. Beat that game. We're trying to get a shiny Snorlax. Heck yeah. Shiny Gengar, shiny Alakazam, we got a shiny Diglett, Fearow, and Venusaur. Yeah, Snorlax is pretty terrible. Luckily, we have a Master Ball to catch it, so won't be too much shenanigans and whatnot, but Leafs aren't green, by the way. Hey, Gary, welcome. How do you get the shiny ones? You talk to them, you see that they're not shiny, and then you reset and try again. All there is to it. At least that's what we've told Starkiller, and they haven't been able to get one. When it comes down to it, there is a little bit more to it than that. We just haven't told Starkiller what it is. No, really, it just comes down to luck. Finn to get on now. Nice. There's no such thing as shiny Pokemon. Everyone's gaslighting Starkiller. Let's see if 7-Eleven treats us well, Starkiller. Negatory. Shauna's guess is out. There is no war on Ba Sing Se, Starkiller. Now you need to watch the Avatar again. I mean, has it been at least 3 months since the last time you watched it? Because if so, yeah, it's time to watch it again. Anyways, not much to that theme song, but Giovanni, welcome. You have a shiny Gengar and shiny Snorlax stickers always with you in your wallet? Heck yeah. It's been longer than 3 months. It is time. You'll watch Korra. Then you'll watch Korra because you love that version almost more. I really do need to watch that. I just don't know why I haven't started it. I think it's more like if I don't start it, Aang hasn't died, and there isn't a new Avatar. Maybe that's my hiccup. That, and maybe I don't like that Korra's the first and the last Avatar in a perpetual cycle of avatars. Perhaps. You quickly get over it after you see what he's built. Aang built stuff? Because, like, the whole gist of the show, it looks like everything's kind of gotten destroyed. And I'm kind of a little miffed that the airbenders aren't built back up a little bit. Like, he only replaces the airbenders with, like, one kid. It seems like. He has, like, Tenzin that's an airbender, and that's it. Hey, Lily and Hayden, welcome. Ah, Hayden is Epic Raid. That explains some popping in. Goodness. Hayden, will you be hunting Meltan tomorrow in Pokemon Go? A half court, Hayden. Hashtag Hayden is Epic Raid. Love it. Welcome to the stream where we waste our lives looking for shiny pixels. The flavor of the day is Snorlax. Wasn't planning on it, but might be. Respect. I found it out at like midway through April, and so I got like 3 devices in front of me. I'm desperately trying to get Pokestop items from, get some Pokeballs, some Great Balls, some Ultra Balls, so that tomorrow I can hit it hard. My goal is to get 6 of them by the end of the event. You already have them anyways? Yeah, I mean, I do too, but always down for more. Lily does love Pokemon. She just doesn't know it yet. A Pokemon lover in training, we'll call her. I really need to watch Korra because it's just amazing. Aw, thank you, Hayden. I did shave. Mew is the cutest. There is something about Mew. I do like Mew. Got one of those Pokemon Center Mew plushies, or maybe it wasn't Pokemon Center, it was a Build-A-Bear. Got a Build-A-Bear Mew plushie, I think. It was a good one. I did get the Pokemon Center Umbreon and Espeon, and they are massive. Like, when they say life size, they were not playing around. Those things are bigger than you would think that life size Umbreon and Espeon would be. They are so big that I do not have the ability to showcase them in my apartment at the moment. And so they're gonna have to wait until like I build an actual gaming room in my house. They're so obscenely large that my wife wasn't even mad that I bought them. She was just like, where are you going to put those? Like, they just bypassed anger at the expense and straight to flabbergastment at the sheer size and massiveness of them. Tenzin has like 1 million kids to try to rebuild the airbenders, but Aang had 3 kids, and initially only 2 had powers, and 1 was air and 1 was water until later on in the seasons. What do you mean later on in the seasons? Like, did the 3rd get their powers finally, or did like one of them have dual bending somehow? Because I am definitely not going to watch it to find out, but now I need to know that. I'll watch it for other reasons, but... An interesting fact about the stream. This isn't even my real stream. The interesting fact is that I have another channel that I'm currently streaming on called the Brasscoin channel. That's like 40 times bigger than this one. I don't know, that's just a random fact off the top of my head. About this stream in particular, though, this run is absolutely bonkers. I have not had a full odds Pokemon yet, and I'm on my 6th team member. Well, it already was a thing, I thought, but there's something that happens that you don't want to spoil for you because it's a big event that changes the world. Because Aang broke down the barriers between the nations start interbreeding one with another, and lava bending, sand bending, metal bending, blood bending, and lightning bending become more prevalent.
You just have to watch, or else you'll be sad forever. Let's see. So it's air, water, earth, fire. Air and fire is lightning. Fire and ground is lava. Ground and water is blood. Water and air. What the heck is water and air? I think that's the one that, like, canonically wasn't flushed out. Like, that's, I think, the one that we never fully see. I mean, I guess it could be ice technically, but that's more like temperature of water. Lava and metal are earth bending, and blood is water bending, and lightning is fire bending. Well, yeah, what I'm meaning is, so you have the 4 elements, but then there's like an element in between all of them that is on both sides. So theoretically, a metal bender could also bend blood, in that blood is iron as well as water. Whereas you got sand that is a direct down of earth. Am I making sense? I don't think it like flushes that concept out in the world of Avatar. Yeah, it probably isn't how it works in the show. If my starter is Bulbasaur, what would be the best team? You're looking at it. Yeah, I knew that you got to see the first Avatar and how that was created, because there's a lot of parallels between the first Avatar and Korra, in that she has to set it all up again in kind of a vague way. You also... Yeah.
For example, Star Killer, you're familiar with the plant benders, the vine swamp benders. They're skilled in both, like, not water and earth, but they have a combination of water and earth that they're bending. Being that plants are earth and water material. So, like, there's merged elements in between, like, the 4 elements, but they don't all tie into that. But, like, that is to say, a firebender would never be able to metal bend, but there's an element that bridges earth and fire together. What does the shiny Snorlax have? A purple color? A blue-ish color. Also, I'm in, like, stream overtime. So we're going to do, like, 3 more encounters. Hope for the best. And then I got to go unlock the door to let my wife in. Yeah, Lily, only only Pokemon stuff here on the channel. This one specifically. This is a Pokemon specific channel, and we're seeing how long it takes to get the channel monetized in the future. So far, we've been at this 11 months. Firebenders can use thunder, lightning specifically. I do not, Colossus, not even a little bit. GTA 4. Listen, I haven't ever played a GTA game. At least as far as the story goes. I mean, I'm sure, I know my brother played it and had it, and I watched him play it. I mean, I got in the cars and ran around the city for funsies, but I don't think I ever really played the game. Hey, Guillermo. Guess what? You have popped in at the end of the stream. So we got like 2 more encounters before signing off. But we're glad to see you popping in. And this will be the last one for the evening. Let's see if we have some 740 luck. That is a negatory for today, but we have no worries. I think Snorlax would provide mostly fat than meat, but we'll begin streaming tomorrow, probably at 7:30ish again. So we'll catch you all the next time.